All right, welcome to the 2009 preview. We're here with Coach Andy Evanko from Curwensville.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks for sitting down with us. Let's start by talking a little bit about last season. You had a successful season, 7-3. Talk to us a little bit. How does that compare? You've had some good teams here in the past. What are some of your memories of last year's team?
Well, I think last year's team was, we did so many different things last year. We had run different formations. We threw the ball a lot more. We had some tremendous athletes at wide receiver. We had an outstanding quarterback, and we had a very, very solid line. So, we were able to do different things, and we became a little bit of a different football team offensively, and it was kind of fun. It was fun to do that with those guys. We ended up with a winning record. Obviously, we didn't end up where we wanted to be, but we were in the mix. We were in the district playoffs, and you couldn't ask much more than that.
Okay, you brought up the kind of a different team for you, and let's talk a little bit before we move on to this year's team. David Calgary, 1,400 plus yards passing, 16 touchdowns. On defense, you and I talked a few minutes ago, 10 interceptions and outstanding in the secondary. Going to be tough to replace him.
Absolutely, David was just a quality athlete and a quality person. It's hard to get 10 turnovers, 10 interceptions. We've got the ball and they don't. All of a sudden, that was outstanding to get double-digit interceptions in a single season. And the job he did at quarterback, not just throwing the football, but running the football and running the offense. From what we wanted. Our base offense along with the new offense that we had put in was just outstanding. His caliber of play was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. That's a big hole. There's a lot of big shoes and a big hole to fill.
And he was kind of the key to what I saw as a more balanced offense from you than I can ever remember seeing. You had 1,600 yards rushing and about just over 1,400 passing. Should we expect a return to more of the ground game in 2009 with the younger quarterback?
Well, we like to run the ball. We have, that is our philosophy. We like to run the ball. We have very capable running backs this year. Jed Greslick, Richie Michael, Anthony Starr, Alex Holland. We just have a plethora of very nice and very hard running backs. But you can't just rely on the running game alone. No, we have receivers that we hope can step up to replace guys like Jesse Hoover, and we hope that Sam Gardner is every bit. We know he's every bit as competitive as David, and we think he's every bit as athletic and can run our offense just as well.
Okay, so Sam's going to be the new quarterback?
That's what we're hoping.
That's your plan? Okay.
Sam has looked good. He had a very good scrimmage in our first scrimmage. He's developed very well here over the preseason, and we have full confidence in Sam's ability as an athlete and as a quarterback.
Okay. Let's go into some other looking ahead. Key returning letter winners. Any young players we haven't heard of that have made an impression so far this year for you?
Well, we've had so many kids step up. This year we've had a very, we have a lot of talent there. There's a lot of good athletes on our football team. Jonathan Michaels, who just turns to center as a defensive end for us, and I believe he's been there for us for 3 solid years, and we expect some very big things out of Jonathan Michaels. Brian Zemba has been with us for 4 years, and we expect great things out of him on the line. And we have 2 nice guys like that to work from as an offensive line. The other guys kind of come together because we have some great senior leadership down there in the offensive line group and on the defensive line. We already talked about Jed Greslick as a running back. He's been an explosive running back. He's run the ball for us well for the last 2 years. It'll be his 3rd year. Richie Michael is a powerful running back. He's back. We're also looking for him at inside linebacker. We've got Jacob Pence Jr., who's going to be starting in the offensive line for us. We think he's going to make a big impact for us there. We think Jacob's just had a great summer. He's had a great winter. We look for good things out of him. Kyle Barrett is our tight end. And Kyle's really stepped up this fall and this spring. So we think Kyle's going to be a big part of our offense. Our slots, we have Zach Dimmick, we have Kyle Kyler, we have Shea Best. We have just a host of people out there. And our wide receiver with Dan Hess and Robbie Tubbs, we think we have, and Jesse Zorb, we think we have a very nice receiving core up there. I can't think, there's so many kids pushing for so many positions that it's just a very nice thing that's happening for us.
Let's talk about the schedule. Fairly similar to last year. In fact, it might even be identical.
Yeah.
What are some of the big games? Obviously, last year the losses were to Kane, to Elk County. There's the same. Any of these other teams? Calder Sport's always tough. Any other games jump out at you?
Well, our first one our very first game. And it was so important to get that first win. It's so important to play well in your first game, and have it be an away game on a Saturday afternoon, right at the end of August, beginning of September, where it's going to be hot. That's an important game. Port has a lot of people back, and we
it's a long trip too.
That's a long trip. Most of those things are, and it's important to get off the bus, and it's important to come out and play, and it's important to have a quick start. So we're looking at that as one of our big key games. And right after that, at Otto Eldred, you play Saturday, you come back and you play Friday night on another 2-hour bus ride, or 2 hour and 50-minute bus ride, on a program that's, you know, rebuilding and coming up. So that's something that's important for us. We need to get those first 2 games. But in the AML, you know, everything's changed. Everybody's tough anymore. Cattersport's always his quality football team, as well as Cameron County, as well as Johnsonburg, as well as L County Catholic.
I hear Ridgeway's coming back up a little.
Absolutely. Ridgeway has a ton of kids out. They have great size. And the coach has been there for his 2nd year being in there. Brock both has spread offense. They're dangerous any Friday night. So there's nobody. There's absolutely nobody you look past in a schedule. And, you know, you've got to come out to play each and every time that you're on the football field.
So what are your goals? Realistically, you look at this team, what's your goal for this year?
Well, I tell you what, you know, of course, we talk about where we want to be and what we want to do, but our main goal, our chief goal, is to be a better football team tomorrow morning than we were this afternoon. We want to become a better football team every time we step on the field than we were the day before, and along with that, we want to become better people. We want to become better people and better football team each and every time we're on the football field.
Excellent. And finally, you have one scrimmage in already, and you have another one tomorrow night. How do things look? I mean, how do you feel about where the team is now? I mean, I know it's a long process, a long season, but right now, how do you feel about it?
Very happy with the way we performed offensively last week in the scrimmage. Extremely happy to be this far along as we were offensively is astounding. So we're happy about that. We were happy we could put some more things in offensively. We were happy with the fact that you know, our offense is going to where it needs to be. Defensively, we just need to be more aggressive. We need to get off the ball, read our keys, and do our job. We need to attack a little bit more and not be so passive defensively. So we're working a lot defensively. We're trying to bring that along to catch up to our offense, which is odd because usually it's the other way around.
All right, Coach. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time, and best of luck to you this season.
Thank you so much, Dave. Thanks for having us. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, thank you, Rick.